$200. $200 of what I had in my hand, and then just like that, it was gone. Gone in thin air. So I had no idea the reason that I would lose that $200 was actually right under my nose the whole time. Right there, I had no clue. It's not something I did, it's actually something I didn't do. So let me give you the backstory of this. I had built this coffee table. It was a Anna White inspired modern farmhouse coffee table, and some end tables I had posted on Facebook Marketplace. And a lady contacted me and asked if she could just have a coffee table, but she needed a different size. So I said, no problem, I can do that. So I got the dimensions from her, and I built the table, contacted her. We set up a day for her to come out and pick it up. So she came out, she was about an hour away. So she came out, I helped her load it into her car, and she drove off, just like paid me, she drove off, and no problem. Just like dozens of times before I've done. So later that night, I get a message, and she's asking, or she tells me that she needs to, really sorry, and she's apologizing, she needs to return the piece. So I said, no problem. What's the problem? What's up? So she said that it actually didn't fit in the space that she had thought it would. It wasn't the right fit. So I offered to build her the size that would, different size, knowing that I could sell the one I had just built. And she kind of hemmed and hawed at that and said, well, it's really doesn't fit. And then we go back and forth, and it's just not sounding right to me. She finally says her husband said we needed to return it, and I'm not gonna go on from that, argue with that. So I wasn't gonna argue anyway, but I was just trying to get her what she wanted. I had no problem taking the piece back, giving her money. But she told me the story of it not fitting, so I thought, well, let's get her what she wants and fit it, get the right fit. So she just wasn't buying that. So I said, no problem, bring it back, I'll give you your money. Well, she said she couldn't come back until the next day, and I understood, she's an hour away. So the next day, she pulls up, and her husband's with her. So I go outside, and I'm helping him pull the table out to carry it back inside. And so, I walk up to the car, and I say, so what didn't work out for you, huh? And he's repeating the line about the size and the fit. And again, I said, well, I offered to build the right size for you. There'd be no problem. And he goes, yeah, it's just, one of those. And so it just didn't seem right to me that was the real reason. So I decided right there to just ask him. I asked her that, I go, hey, can you do me a favor? And he said, sure. I told him, look, I'm trying to improve as a builder, as a salesperson, marketer. I'm trying to improve on all that. So, you told me the reason. It's really not jiving with what's really going on because of my counter offer to building another one. So my favor is just if you would just be honest with me and tell me the real reason why you're returning it. So he kind of looks at me, he kind of cocks his head and, really? He says. Really? He's almost acted like I was going to tee off on him if he told me the reason. And I said, yeah, I just want to improve. It's no problem. So he says, all right, let's carry it inside and I'll show you. So we carried it in the house and set it down, and he said, we need to turn it over. So we turned it over, and this is what he pointed out to me. The underneath side of the top of the table. You can see it's not stained. I had not stained any of my tables up until that point. And then he pointed to the fingerprints, as you can see on here, was the reason why he was returning the table, because it wasn't stained underneath. So inside I'm thinking, really? You know, the underneath's not stained. But again, I'm all for whatever, you know, the customer is the customer, and in my opinion, they need to get exactly what they want. So I gave him his money back. He left. My wife actually loves this coffee table, so now it's in our house. I did not stain the underneath. It's still unstained and fingerprints on it, on the underneath. And I didn't do that on purpose because it's a good story to tell, as you can tell today in this video. But I'll tell you what I do. I actually, from that point on, I stain, and if I'm painting the piece, I'll paint the underneath of every single piece. Not just underneath side of the top, but under the bottom as well. The whole piece is painted or stained. It only takes a few more minutes to wipe some stain on, and it eliminates the possibility of somebody in the future having the same reaction, and it just makes it look more professional that way. So it was a good lesson to learn. It was an interesting experience, but I'm glad I went through it, and I hope that this story helps you decide, just take that extra few minutes to stain your underneath of your tops or the bottoms, or whatever you choose to do. It really is, it's more of a professional look, and it will save you some time and money and maybe a little bit of stress in the future. So I hope this helps. I'll catch you on the next video.